Hi there guys, and welcome to Test the Tech. I'm James, your host, and today we'll be looking at City Skylines. So we'll be looking at how to start your city. So let's get started and start our new map. So as you can see here, we've got plenty of road between the highway and our bit of highway that comes straight in onto the edge of every single map in this game. Start off by building a roundabout. That is the best way to keep your traffic going, is building a roundabout at the start and then pushing out roads from that roundabout to different areas of the map. So zoning your areas out. So for example, on this side I'll be making a zone for our residential demand, which is very high at the moment. You see the different demand areas at the bottom of your screen. They're these little kind of levels. Levels. Let's say they're levels. These levels will be moving up and down depending on on the demand. So the first demand here is residential, which we can see is very high at the moment. Second demand is so for commercial zones, so businesses, and the last one is industry. Industry generally pollutes, so we need to keep that away from our residential and commercial zones. So let's get started here. Let's build our first road. Yes, I know, thank you very much. And so we want to build a roundabout. So you click on your first road, and then we're going to select here what sort of road we want to make. So this is straight, and this is curved road. So I'm going to click on curved road. Where do we start here? Let's start here. And we'll make a curve like that. That seems quite good to me. That seems good to me. Yep. And then we need to join. So we've got our one-way road. Now we've built our first bit of road. So we want our one-way road in. Let's put it back to straight. And our one-way road out. We need to keep the junctions fairly away from each other. Don't want it to be too curved there, that should do. And now we want to change that, so upgrading a road is to change. So this is a two-way road at the moment, and we want to make it one way, so let's upgrade that to one-way road. All the way around, here we go. There we have it. In and out. So now we want to start zoning. So our first zone, as our demand says, we're going to start zoning it out as a residential zone. So I'd suggest pulling off to the left for this, or the right, or whatever you feel like doing. Just the main thing is keeping each zone and designating each zone its area. So let's pull off here. Let's go straight like that. How much money we have? Plenty of money. Try and keep it cost effective. There we go. And let's zone this out. So let's start zoning our residential area. So zoning is the second thing on the clipboard next to roads. So that's the area of zones. You've got residential, low density, commercial, and industrial. And then later on in the game, you'll start deblocking the other zoning options. Zone this all out. That seems good. You don't want to zone anything on the roundabout or get too close to the roundabout. That could create congestion and traffic issues. So now you need your electricity and your water appliances as such. So that really very important. So the best thing is to put a wind turbine in for the start because they're cheap, preferably in a high wind area, so making as much electricity as possible. So the high wind areas are the darker areas on the map when you click on the wind turbine. So it would be this sort of area, this area up here. This area down here is pretty windy, and the areas nearer to the sea. So let's zone. Let's put one up here. It's making estimated production of 8. That seems good to me. We won't have much wire to put in, so let's put that in there and link up the power. There you have it. And then we need to put our water in. We want to put our water tower in somewhere not too close to the residential area. As you can see, the orange area around the water tank, the water pump, the water tower is noise pollution. So we don't want too much noise near our residential area, otherwise people will start complaining. So we will dump a water tower bit far out, not too far though, around about there seems good to me. And then you want to pipe it in. Most effective way is to follow your roads you've made, like that. So then you've got a nice blue area, so that means that all the area is covered with water. Let's go ahead and click on play and let this load up a bit so people can start building. Also, you'll need to dump a sewage drain pipe. So we need to dump one of these pretty early within the game, and you want to dump it down river. So here we've got the flow of the river. So it's, with the arrows, it's the flow. So you want to put it as far down river as possible. Here we don't have much of a choice here at the moment. But if you were on a river, a flowing river, you want to put it really as far down river as possible, because otherwise you're going to start pumping sewage water and your residents will fall ill. So it's important to dump that as far down river as possible. And let's link this up to the sewage system. There we go. Oh yes, and it also needs electricity. What we'll do is we'll put one of those in right next to it. There we go. So we can see that building up here slowly and surely. Yeah, no electricity at the moment. I need to link this in. There we go. There we go. So it needs to be within the blue, so then the residents can have electricity. There we go. It's all clearing up now. So I'll speed this up while we construct and get more people living here. Let's speed this up. Okay, as we can see here now, we've got demand going up for residential. We've got demand for medium commercial, so commercial zones, sorry, and a lot of industry. So now we need to start zoning out the commercial and industry areas. Basically, same principle as the residential area. We push out a road from the roundabout. Slow things down a bit here. There we go. So push it out from here. This will be our commercial zone. There we go. Commercial. Don't want anything not too close to the roundabout again, because that would create congestion. So let's leave that empty for now. And we also want our other zone. I suggest making a designated road system for the industry zone, because it's very polluting, and you also get a lot of heavy goods vehicles coming through. So it's best to have a designated zone for that. So industry, and of course not forgetting water, which is absolutely important, and also of course electricity by following the road you've created. Closest pipe, there we go, round we go. Most effective way of getting water to everyone. Plenty of electricity availability, so we'll just cross straight over the highway. Is it gonna work? Yes, it is. There we go. electricity. Oh, they'll need electricity as well in a minute. Same thing here. So that's basically how to get started, is really having different zones for different areas, kind of use the grid system. Also having a nice roundabout so the traffic stays nice and fluid throughout without having any issues of traffic jams. Of course, following the demand here, which is really very high for industry demand at the moment. So we need to deal with that. Let's add some industry down here. Dezoning this area, it's a bit close to our other commercial zones. How are we doing on electricity? Quite well at the moment. Let's join this one up. So we can also get electricity to there. Go. Not forgetting the water, very important. Whole zone is covered. So basically follow the roads, and as long as the zone is blue, that means you're covered by water. No need in going all the way around. Keep cost effective. Let's speed things up a bit here and watch these go up a bit. So we can see that we're making progress here. Our population's going up, our money's going up. That's all good news. We need to keep an eye on our electricity availability. That's all good. Our water availability is all good as well. So you can see this up here. Water availability and sewage availability and electricity availability also. Our roundabout is working perfectly well. You can see all the traffic moving around without any issues so far, so good. Our electricity is starting to go down a bit, so we're going to soon run out of electricity. So I suggest before that happens, you add another one of these, so that doesn't happen, and you see it's going down very fast. There we go, shot straight back up again. Keep the electricity up, and your residents will be delighted and keep coming in. Ah, hooray! So congratulations. We've become a little hamlet, so we can now do loans and can put taxes up or down. We have garbage, healthcare and education as services, so we need to implant those into our city. I'll show you how to do them. We see we've got medical centre, we've got elementary school. That's healthcare and education. We've got garbage, so landfills and recycling centres. Recycling centres are in an add-on to the game, which is Green Cities, which you may not have, but it doesn't matter. If you don't, you'll have just landfills, and the same thing for the community school. It's an add-on, but you will have medical clinic, elementary school, and landfills. So let's go and put a landfill in. So you need to do that as soon as possible, otherwise. And what you want to do is you want to put your landfills in an area of pollution, because they will pollute. So you want to put your landfill into a zone that's for industry. So you've got your garbage trucks going out now to pick up the garbage. We want to put a health clinic in, that's important. You want it on a strategic area, so preferably on a road where it covers most of your city. That seems quite good to me, really. Place one there. So you've got most of your industrial zone covered, your commercial zone covered, and quite a bit of your residential zone covered. Of course, not forgetting electricity and water. Top tip is to put your taxes up now. You've got taxes to 12%. That will allow you to get more money faster and without making residents flee your city. So do that as soon as possible to make more money pay for more services in your city. No more than 12%, because otherwise people will start getting angry. So no more than 12%. That is the most you can do. Let's wind on a bit. So always follow your demand. As you can see, we've got more demand going up here. So these are the demand bars. We've got more demand for residential zones. We must put in more residential zones straight away to keep residents coming in. That there. That there. We better put another road onto the roundabout, because we've got quite a big area now. There we go. Let's zone this out to residential. Remembering water, of course. Very important. Water. Made it a bigger city yet again. We've got 950 people now, population in our city, so we've unlocked even more stuff. Well, we'll stop this video here for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope it's helped you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I've been James, your host, and we'll see you next time.